Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Beauty by Nisha. If you're new here, my name is Nisha, and for today's video, we are going to be trying out those new products that I got in my most recent Sephora haul. I am so excited to try so many of these products. I think, we're going to have fun creating a little look using quite a few different products today that I've never tried before. So if you want to see me create a makeup look using some new products, then continue to watch and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so let's get into creating maybe like a new holiday look using some new products. I have my holiday backdrop up. I have my holiday earrings. I am feeling festive. I am feeling great. I honestly love this time of year, and I'm just super excited to try a lot of these new products that I recently got in my most recent Sephora haul. I will link it down below if you want to watch it and see some other products I got that I might not show in this video or might not try out. But I'm going to try to basically use as many as possible. So let's get into it. Let's create a look. So one of the new products I got to try out was the Rare Beauty Primer. I have seen good things about this. There's quite a few people that really like it, especially if you do have a lot of pores, visible pores, and you want to kind of blur them out. I've seen quite a few people actually recommend this for that. So I'm gonna try it out just because I did notice that I do have a lot more visible and noticeable pores. They're a lot bigger all up in here lately, mostly in my T-zone, and I think it's just either age, maybe hormones. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if it's going to go away or if this is just kind of how it's going to be from now on. But I wanted to try something that was going to help me kind of reduce the look of them and kind of blur them out a little bit. So I got this to try. Okay, so the primer feels pretty good. I do like the way it feels on my skin. At first I was like, oh, it feels very thick, I guess, maybe more silicone-y, I guess. Yeah, that's what I would say. But once it kind of absorbs into the skin, it honestly feels really nice, and I would say that it does have a little bit of a blurring effect. I'm not sure if you can really tell on camera, but I can definitely see it in the mirror. That is definitely kind of blurred out this area a little bit for me, and in here I feel a little bit less porous, I guess. So far it's not bad. It does have a scent to it, and I don't think I like the scent. I think that's the one thing that I'm not really digging about this. It has a weird smell. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just not something I like very much. But overall, as a primer, so far it feels pretty good, but we'll see how well makeup actually sticks to it. And before I jump into any more makeup, I am gonna just try the Summer Fridays, the Lip Butter Balm. I got the one in Vanilla Beige. I haven't tried it yet, so this will be my first time. Seen and heard great things about this. So I'm gonna apply this to my lips while I, do the other part of my makeup. So this can just kind of soak in and we can kind of see how it feels and holds up overall. It feels thick when I initially put it on, but once it's on, it actually doesn't feel very thick at all. I feel like it absorbs really well. I don't know if I really like the applicator that much. I think I would prefer a different type of applicator, just because I feel it's kind of sticks to it. So I don't know if I like it that much. It might just be me, but it smells good. I really like the Vanilla Beige. So it feels nice, not super sticky, feels hydrating. So far this is not bad, but we'll see how it kind of holds up over time, especially while I'm doing my makeup. For foundation, I did pick up the Glowish by Huda Beauty, the Luminous Pressed Powder Foundation. I have the liquid one and I wasn't really that big of a fan of it. I've actually tried it a few times after I initially did my first review, and every time I tried it, I just didn't find myself liking it. I found that it made my skin too glowy and almost, it just looked oily, even though it didn't really feel that oily, but my skin looked oily more than it did look more, I guess, yeah, it looked like it had more oil on it than it did have a glow. So I have a little bit higher hopes that this one will actually be not as bad. I know it's supposed to, you know, kind of give you a little bit of a glow, but because it's a pressed powder, I feel like it shouldn't make my skin look so oily. So let's test this out and hope for the best. I'm gonna use a beauty blender, which is what I've seen people use more often. Obviously I'm gonna wet the beauty blender. I'm not sure if you're supposed to, but it makes sense that I would do it that way. I did get the shade, what shade did I get here? I got the shade 04 in light medium. Yeah, so with a beauty blender, I don't really see how people will use it. I don't know if you're supposed to use it dry. It feels kind of weird to use it dry just because I wouldn't normally use a dry beauty blender. But I don't really like the way it applies with it. I mean, it does apply, but I feel like I'm going to be using so much product to actually do my whole face. Like this is already like kind of soaked in and it's not really doing anything else. I'm going to pass on the beauty blender of using this. I'm going to use like an actual brush. I'm just not sure which brush to use. So let's use this brush here so that it blends out really easily, hopefully. So let's give it a try. It's like super powdery when I use a brush. Like there's some fallout on the actual pan itself. So let's see if this works better. Oh yeah, the brush definitely works way better, and I'm actually getting like a good amount of product. I'm not getting like, it's not like all soaking into the brush. It's actually like, yeah, doing its thing. So this is supposed to be like a skin tint, so it's not gonna have like full coverage. So I probably will just go and like, you know, clean up some areas. But the coverage is not bad. I think I would use it like when my skin is like not so, you know, bad. My skin is kind of going through it right now, mostly because, you know, hormones and all that kind of stuff. So my skin is not really in the best shape, but we're working on it. When it comes to the actual like foundation part of it, it's super lightweight. Honestly, it doesn't even feel like I even applied anything to my face right now. It definitely is doing a little bit, especially like in these areas where I have like light like blemishes and stuff that I could probably cover up. It is doing its job. It feels really lightweight and it feels really nice. I actually, so far, I like the way this feels on my skin more than I like the liquid one. When it comes to the luminous part of it, it's bearable because it's not wet and it's like a pressed powder. It just looks like I have like a natural glow to my skin, which is kind of what I was hoping from the liquid one. But I don't get that with that one. It just makes my skin look oily. But this actually like makes my skin look, you know, has like a bit of like a natural glow, and it's not full coverage. It's very light coverage, I would say. So far, I actually like the pressed powder one. It's doing exactly what I was hoping it would do. And honestly, so far with the primer, the foundation's holding up pretty well on top of the primer. The primer, is still making me look less porous in this area. Like my skin actually looks pretty good. And I would give that credit to the primer more than the foundation because the foundation is so lightweight. So it's looking pretty good so far. And let's get into concealer. So for concealer, I got the One Size Turn Up the Base Butter Silk concealer. I have seen pretty good things about this concealer. I do like a full coverage concealer. Not only that, but something that's like easy to blend and everything as well. Of course, like why wouldn't you want that, right? But I'm very curious about, this is the first One Size, product that I have used. I haven't used any other ones. I'm not sure if I'm going to. The brand is okay. It's just, there's not a lot that calls my name, and, but I really want to try the concealer because I always kind of lean towards the Tarte Shape Tape concealer for full coverage. I have been using the Anastasia Beverly Hills one, but it's not really my favorite. So I kind of want to see if this one will be like maybe a new fave. So let's just try it out. The shade I got was medium 2 in brackets R. I'm just using very minimal product because it is supposed to be like a heavy, like full coverage concealer, and I don't want to add too much because I'm using a very lightweight foundation. So let's see, I don't want to really like cake it on, and I don't want it to look like I caked it on. I just want it to look like it's like covered. Okay, so I would say that the amount that I used was the perfect amount. It's not like super, you know, caked on or anything, but it does brighten up my eyes. It does exactly what I would like it to do. I think I could build it up. I am just gonna put a little bit more like in these inner corners just because I feel like it's very dark, probably because I'm a little more on the tired side these days. So let's just see if we can build it up and kind of brighten it up just a little bit more, but without making it look too cakey. Honestly, I could build it up. It did brighten it up a little bit more than it was already. It does not make my under eyes look cakey at all. It's very easy to blend. It feels really nice. So far, I'm really liking it. I'm gonna set it, and I'm probably just gonna use my Laura Mercier powder that I usually use. We'll see how it holds up. We'll see if it does any kind of creasing in my under eyes. But so far, it's very blendable, it is buildable, and it's not cakey. Like I was a little worried it was gonna be. It's actually really nice. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes real quick, and then we'll get into some other products. Okay, so I ended up doing my brows as well. I just used my NYX Cosmetics brow pencil, and then I set my under eyes with the Laura Mercier powder. So far, the concealer is holding up very well. I do just have to bronze, but I didn't get any new bronzing products, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Glowish bronzer. Okay, so let's get into blush. So I have a few blush options, and I'm probably just gonna use both, one on each side. I do have two Glowish blushes here. I have the Caring Coral and the Healthy Peach. I do also have the Patrick Ta, and it's the Double Take Cream and Powder blush, and it's in She's That Girl. So I'm gonna just, you know, take a look here and see which ones are closer in color. I'm gonna say probably Caring Coral and She's That Girl is gonna be the closest because Healthy Peach looks very light in comparison. I wanna use ones that are kind of similar. So let's open these up and do a little comparison. These are the Glowish blushes. This one is Caring Coral, and then this one is the Healthy Peach. So this one's definitely more pinky, well, more coral, I guess you could say. And this one's definitely lighter. So I think this one is gonna be the closest one to the Patrick Ta, because the Patrick Ta one is like this. Yeah, so I'm gonna do one side, I'm gonna use this Glowish one, and then the other side I'm gonna use the Patrick Ta. For Patrick Ta, I'm gonna start with the cream one just to test it out, and then over top I'm gonna put the powder one if I feel like I need to. I probably will just to test it out anyway. The Patrick Ta one is like kind of like luxurious. I don't know, like it looks so nice, and I love like the packaging on it. And then the cream one has this like little like plastic piece over top to protect it, which I think is super cool. Like, so you don't have to worry about powder one, you know, transferring over and drying it out in any way. So it's kind of cool. I like it. Okay, so let's do the Glowish one first. And again, this is the one in Caring Coral. I wasn't really picking up on the brush very much. Now it is. I'm just gonna lightly dab it along just because I'm not sure how pigmented it's gonna be. The pigment isn't like crazy. It's definitely buildable though. And it does have that glowish like luminosity to it, which I don't mind. But I probably wouldn't use all the Glowish products like together because I feel like you would be like extra glowy. But I do like it. It's actually kind of nice to have that. I feel like it gives you just like that nice glowy finish if that's what you're looking for. This is really nice. And yeah, it's not like super pigmented, so when I apply it, like if I put it on the brush, I'm not like putting it on and it's like so much and I'm gonna have to like, you know, basically go over it with my beauty blender to like kind of diffuse it a little bit. This is just buildable, which is kind of nice. And I do like the color as well. It's actually a nice color. So let's get into the Patrick Ta one. Okay, I'm just gonna use this brush and see how it picks up. on there. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is pigmented. It didn't look like my brush was picking up very much of it, but it was, and it is. There's pigment on that. But very easily to like blend, so that's good. Because initially I was like, oh no, what if it doesn't blend out? Then I'm gonna have to go over it again. It's quite pigmented, but because it's so easy to blend, you don't have to worry about having it all kind of stuck in one spot, which is good. So far, that is a good thing. We like it. I'm gonna try the powder one from Patrick Ta as well, just because I'm so curious now, like what that's gonna be like. It picks up really well, but let's see. Oh, okay. Wow, that's even, again, the pigment on that powder blush is there, but it is so easy to blend out. Honestly, it looks really good, and I think honestly topping it off on top of that cream blush makes it like look so much better. I mean, it already looked good, but now it looks even better. Okay, so for eyes, I did pick up the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. I know it wasn't really that big of a hit, to be honest, because a lot of people said it looked very similar to the other palettes. It really did. But when you have them all side by side, they are quite different in their own ways. Personally, I got the palette because I love the formula of the Huda Beauty palettes, like the full-size ones. Even the Obsessions palettes are good as well, but the full-size ones are just, they just hit different for me. I have literally every single one, and so I felt like I needed to get this one as well, just to add to my collection. But let's dive in and create a makeup look with this palette. So the palette like packaging is so pretty, but I feel like usually Huda Beauty like packaging is always like very pretty anyway. Like I just love it. It's like such nice packaging, like for sure. Now that I see the palette like in person, it reminds me of like a mixture of palettes, but there's like some pretty cool shades in here I think that are really nice. This Cosmic Love one is pretty cool looking. We'll see how this one is. Personally, I didn't like this shade in the last palette, like that was like that formula. I just found it kind of weird. I think it's supposed to like make your eyes look have like more of a wet look. Personally, I'm not into that, so that's probably why I didn't really like that shade. Okay, so for my crease, I'm gonna just do a transition shade. I'm gonna do this shade here, Radiate. Radiate, yes, Radiate. And I'm just gonna put that into the crease just because it is a very light kind of shade here. Okay, so I do really like that shade. It's really nice. It's a really good transition shade. My eyelash is like doing some weird thing here. The formula of the palette is very much like all of the other palettes. Honestly, like I love the formula. Very easy to blend, buildable, pigmented. You get all that good stuff. And I'm not gonna go too dark because I don't really want to, but I'm gonna go in to my crease and I'm gonna blend it out further down onto my lid. I'm gonna use the shade Gratitude just because I feel like Radiate is a little too light. I just kind of want to blend it out because then I'm gonna go into my outer corner and I'm gonna be using the shade Aura, this brown one here. So I'm gonna use Gratitude first in the crease and kind of blend it down into my lid, and then I'm going to use Aura as the outer lid shade. So because we want to add a little bit more pink, the nice thing about that Aura shade is it does have a little bit of like pinky kind of like purpley undertones. So it's gonna look, you know, pretty good so far, I think, with another pink here. I'm really like looking at either Serenity or Happiness. Happiness is definitely more like pink, but I like really want to dip into it so bad. So I'm just gonna do it because whatever. Let's just do it. I hope it looks good with this, but I feel like it should, right? And of course I gotta use a like shimmery shade. It just wouldn't be right if I didn't. Self Love, like in this corner, looks pretty cool. It's like white, but it has like pinks and kind of golds in it. But I don't know how much it's gonna actually show up. But I'm really looking at this Moon Magic one. I'm gonna do the Moon Magic. I'm looking at it and I want to do it. Actually, Plus Full looks kind of cool too. No, I'm gonna do Moon Magic just because it looks so cool on the palette. So I want to see how it holds up if I apply it. Like, is it really that good? Okay, so there you have it. We have a little eye look here. It actually looks really nice. I really like the palette, like the formulas. Honestly, I'm always digging the Huda Beauty palette. She has yet to have a palette that I don't like at all. So, you know, I do like this palette. I do like the colors in it as well. That Moon Magic shade is like, it's pretty cool. I like the way it turned out. I was a little worried that I wasn't gonna be able to like make a look, or I was gonna be like really bright. I always go for bright stuff. I kind of want to do something more subtle today, and this actually worked out quite nice. Okay, so I applied my eyeliner because I am gonna apply a new mascara that I got. But first, little update, still makeup, like foundation, everything, as well as like blush and stuff is still looking very flawless. Everything is looking good. My lips are still hydrated. They're not as glossy and shiny as they were before, but I have been snarking a little. But they still feel very hydrated. They feel really nice. I am noticing that the Glowish blush is almost kind of fading a little bit. It's not as pigmented as it was when I first applied it. As for the Patrick Ta one, still looks the exact same as when I applied it. And this isn't a matter of, I would say, probably about 15 minutes since I applied it. So this one is already kind of, you know, doing its thing, kind of dusting off a little bit. This one's still sticking on, probably because it is a cream and a powder on top, so it's kind of like set it in. So I'm gonna go in with the Perfect Strokes mascara by Rare Beauty. Oh, I do like the applicator so far. It seems pretty good, like the bristles. I did just get, yeah, the mini size because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, and I didn't want to buy a full size and then be stuck with it and be like, no, I don't like it. So let's try it out. It's definitely like volumizing, and it makes my lashes look more full, which is exactly what I would go for. I wouldn't say it's like super lengthening in any way, but my eyelashes are already like not really long, but they're long-ish. So I really just look for something that is more like volumizing and will just make my lashes look more full, and this is doing exactly that. So honestly, I would say that I do like it. Okay, so I do really like the mascara. Like, it looks pretty nice. Like, once I'm done this mini size, I probably would buy the full size. And then I did actually get some lashes, but I didn't really share it. I bought them after I did my Sephora haul video, but I did want to try a different brand of lashes, and these were also on sale just in general during the Sephora sale, and I'm talking about like velour lashes. So I did get quite a few, like I got 3 pairs, and I just got like different styles. Let's try these. I'm gonna apply the lashes. We'll see what they look like, and I'll let you know how they feel. Okay, so the velour lashes are really nice, super easy to put on. As a thin band, I'm used to a very thick band, but the thin band looks really good, and honestly, I think they look more like, not really natural, but more natural than say like the Lily lashes that I usually would wear. I am honestly really liking this look. Like, this turned out way better than I had expected. And yeah, I'm totally really loving these lashes. The lip balm honestly felt really good, super easy. Like, it does dry down, but it does keep my lips really hydrated. So honestly, by the time I finished actually doing the look and applying anything, I didn't feel like I needed to wipe any excess off. It had already kind of soaked in. My lips were really hydrated, which I really like. As for the foundation, I feel like the foundation is already kind of fading a little. I feel like it doesn't really last like long. And this is like me not wearing a mask, not going anywhere, doing anything. It's probably been about maybe 45 minutes to an hour since I first applied it. When I applied it, yeah, sure, like, it was really good. It's still minimal coverage, but I feel like it's already like fading. So that's one thing. And the blush, the Glowish blush is like slowly like fading. Like, I had it all the way up here, and now it's like, it's noticeable, but not as noticeable as it was when I first applied it, so it's already kind of faded out. But the Patrick Ta is just chilling. It looks like I just applied it. It's still looking fresh, so that one's fine. We do actually have one more product to try, but I already try this product all the time. This is me just wanting to use it just to see if I like the scent of it. And this is Sour Patch the Kids, the Morphe setting spray. So let's try this one. It's supposed to smell like watermelon slice. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. That feels so good. Oh my god, it smells so good. Oh my. Okay, y'all. Oh my god, it smells really good. It actually, like, I was worried it was gonna smell like gross and like very like false, like fake watermelon smell, you know, like the very artificial smell where it just doesn't smell good. But this actually smells like the candy. Wow, this smells really good. I really like this. Okay, and there you have it. There is, you know, testing out our brand new Sephora haul products in this video. So far, pretty much everything was a hit. Some things were a hit when first applied, and now over time, I'm kind of like, they're all right. Maybe not as good as they were when I first put them on. But nonetheless, like, everything was pretty good. I would say it was a very successful haul in terms of the products that I bought so far. In terms of like makeup, I guess you could say, because there is some new skincare and stuff that I haven't tried. As well as I do have to dive into that Charlotte Tilbury stuff, but stay tuned for that video. So make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell to get notified when I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you some insider knowledge of these products and kind of help you make a decision on if you want them or not. Again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.